welcome to Saturday, July 15th. Thank you for joining me for coffee, and thank you for joining me for the very first episode ever of Sylvie on Saturdays. Hi, welcome. I have lots of big plans for this show. It's going to be great. This episode, not so much. I'm still figuring everything out, but I'm having a lot of fun. This is actually, my first coffee of the morning. This is actually my second attempt. This was supposed to be aired last week, but due to unfamiliarity with the program I was using, one swift click of a button and I lost my entire show that I had spent all week putting together. So this week I've spent redoing, using a different method. A lot of these are going to be voiceovers at the beginning because the editing is not as easy as I thought it would be. So I'll put the videos together and then do a voiceover to explain what's going on. It's going to be different topics every week. You're welcome to comment down there if you want anything for me to, if you have any ideas for me to talk about. There's also a subscribe button down there if you want to subscribe right at the beginning and get the show every week and see how awesome it becomes after I figure everything out. But yeah, I just want a chance to welcome everybody to my world, to keep in touch with my people. And this is the easiest way to do it. I figured, well, why not start up a YouTube channel, have a half-hour show every week. We can keep in touch. You guys can see me, blah, blah, blah. And I can teach you things. Well, I don't know if teach is the right word, but I can show you things, different things that interest me or have interested me, because I have a tendency to get interested in something and read everything I can, study up, learn everything I can know about it. So, yeah, what I have in here, you will have soon, and it'll be fun, I tell you. Fun. Like I said, this week's is very basic though, so yeah, you're welcome to join me. And, I don't know what else to say in this big intro. Maybe I should have written notes. Yeah, I'm just so excited that it's actually getting off the ground, because it's pretty impressive, I tell you. But it's still early, and I'm still on my first coffee, so cheers. I was very tempted at the last second to got a segment here called In the News. You'll see it a few bit later in the show. Very tempted to change it to something a little bit more timely. Maybe. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. But anyways, yes, BC is on fire. Yes, we have evacuation notices all over. But we have wonderful, wonderful people in the province of BC. We have wonderful people from Fort Mac coming out to help. It's amazing how everybody pulls together when it's needed. It's really, really cool. But that would have required more editing and pictures and yada, 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 and I wasn't sure if I could get it done in time for today's show, so I didn't. But if we're still burning next week, maybe that's an idea for the In the News segment next week. If, again, any ideas you have, there's a comment box down there. You're welcome to include them. Yeah, so here is the show. Well, the first bit of it. I'll be back to yak in a bit, but this is In the Kitchen. Hope you enjoy it. This week on In the Kitchen, I'll show you guys how to make a basic meatloaf. Before anything, preheat the oven to 400. And then spray your pan and put it off to the side until you're ready for it. This, people, is the trick to my trick to the meatloaf anyways, is start off with a can of corned beef. Mush it all up in there. That's, my boyfriend loves this, and that's my basic trick, is a can of corned beef. Like I said, this is a very basic recipe. 2 eggs, the first one and the second one. I hardly ever do the same recipe twice. You can pretty much put in whatever you want after you've got this basic recipe down. This time I'm using chopped onion flakes. I've used real onions, of course, chopped up fine. I've used Lipton French onion soup mix, a little bit of pepper there. Or not French onion soup mix, but the onion soup mix, like the Lipton little packages. Some barbecue sauce works, or you can just use ketchup if you want. It works just as well. Yeah, some sort of something in there. I know people who have used tomato paste. I personally don't, because it's not one of my favorites. Splash of milk, not as big a splash as I just put in, but a splash of milk. And then the hamburger Well, normally I would put the breadcrumbs in now and then the hamburger on top, but I forgot the breadcrumbs, so I put the hamburger in the video, and then the breadcrumbs on top of that once that was all done. And I like to use Japanese breadcrumbs, panko. It works best. I've used cut up bread pieces. I've bought breadcrumbs before, but I find the panko works the best. And some people get right in there with their hands. I don't until the end when it's the actual stirring. I like to use a spoon because it's just gross. I don't like getting that stuff and it's greasy and icky. But it's the end, especially with the corned beef, because it tends to chunk up. You want to make sure that you squish each part and mix it with the beef so that it's all mixed thoroughly into the beef. Yeah, and that's pretty much the very basic recipe. And then it's into the pan and into the oven, which you'll see here in a bit as well. By the time I was done cooking, we'd actually decided that instead of having meatloaf and mashed potatoes, we were just going to do up meatloaf sandwiches. So the recipe turned from a meatloaf into meatloaf and Swiss sandwiches. But yeah, into the oven it goes now, and put it in there for an hour. And after this hour is up, yeah, pull it out and let it sit for a bit. Put the oven on broil. Well, for the sandwich part, I guess, you put the oven on broil. Slice it into slices and put them onto a cookie sheet that's lined with parchment paper or aluminum foil. I guess you could just spray it. I've never tried that, though. I always line it. Yeah, but it's good for sandwiches now. Oh, I can't remember what else I was going to tell you guys about this recipe, but it really is a basic recipe, and it's one that you can do whatever you want, put your own little twist on it. I've rolled it out and put cheese, rolled it up with cheese in the center, or ham and cheese. For the sandwiches, we're having Swiss cheese. You just cut it, plunk a thing of Swiss cheese on each slice of the meatloaf. Into the oven it goes for another 10 minutes, and when it comes out, you've got awesome little meatloaf-covered Swiss things for... I've tried a lot of running apps, and this is by far the best one that I've found. It keeps you motivated, it keeps you going. Each mission is about a half hour, so whether you run or walk, it doesn't really matter. And you're listening to Able Township Radio, which is the guy who he's got a cool English accent. He's fun to listen to. You put your own playlist in, so it plays your own music during the periods where the guy's not talking to you. You're listening to your own music as you're running or walking or jogging or whatever it is you want to do. And it really seems to work. It's one that I'm actually going to pay for when I get some money together for it, because this waiting 5 days between each episode is getting really annoying. You get the first 5 for free, and then after that you have to pay, or you have to wait 5 days between each episode. So I'm actually trying to get the money together to get a MasterCard and pay for this program, because it's awesome. Well, that was the first bit of my show, my meatloaf and my running. So you know I like to cook, and you know I run. Don't necessarily like to run, but I do. So for those of you that don't know me, maybe I should do a little hi. I'm Sylvie, obviously, SilviOnSaturday. I'm about middle-aged. That's as far as I'll get. I'm older than I thought I would ever be, which has been interesting. Mother of 3, all grown up, all graduated, 2 out of the house, 1 left. It's been great. I'll do some things on children and stuff, because some things that just have to be said. Like I noticed on Facebook, a couple of days ago, I saw a Facebook post from a lady. I wish I had thought to screenshot it. I would put it here, but it was from a lady who was out and about with her kid on a leash, and she got verbally attacked for having her kid on a leash. Well, I'm sorry, but that is safety. That's all that is. As mine are all 2 years apart. When mine were little, I had my son as a 2-year-old, and I had my daughter as a baby in a stroller. And you're downtown shopping, and you're trying to control a stroller, figure out where it's going, keep track on a 2-year-old who's going anywhere you're not going. You can't leave your baby in a stroller to one after your 2-year-old, and you can't hold onto the stroller and just let your 2-year-old run crazy. So of course, you know, unless you want to hold your child's hand and argue, scream, and fight the whole time, put them on a leash. Yes, I know they're not a dog. I'm not saying he's a dog. I'm saying he's my son. I love him. I want to protect him. And for people who are going to verbally bash other people, like, that's just, I couldn't believe it. Like, yeah, I had looks and I had the occasional comment, but I don't think I was ever attacked like this lady was. It's insane. Each parent has the right to do what they think is right. When you're protecting your children, you do what you have to do. If people don't like it, suck it up. Sorry, I'm kind of ranting. I wasn't actually intending to talk about that at all, but yeah, that's kind of how my brain goes. You're going to hear how it works. What was I doing? Oh, yes, about me. Okay, yeah, so I'm a mom. I'm a receptionist, secretary by trade, although I haven't done it for a long time. I was out of work for a while, doing some volunteering in the city, and then I drove cab for like 4 years, which was, I'm not much of a people person. I don't like big crowds of people, and I've said to my friends, you know, even though I love you all, I don't want you all in the same room at the same time, because I kind of go, ah. So this is why this show is so good, because I can still see my friends, they can still meet, and I don't have to leave my house to do it, which is kind of a perk. And I forgot where I was going with that. Entirely. But yeah, I have great friends. I love all my girls. I thank you. Like, they've moved here and there. We're not as physically close as we used to be. I got one best friend left in town. You're gonna probably hear a lot about her. But I've got some girls I love that have left, and still, thank God for the internet. Thank God for Facebook. We can keep in touch. I see their kids, they see mine. It's been awesome. Thank God for the internet. I mean, like, really, it's been an amazing. I have a spouse. I have an awesome other half. He's completely wonderful. Very private, so you probably won't see much or hear much about him, but do know that, yeah, I am really happy. I've taken to improving myself, hence the whole running bit that you just saw, which has not been fun. I do a lot more walking than I do running. I had some issues at the beginning. If you actually follow my personal Facebook page, I do my runs every day, and I do little live updates, which is kind of what led to this, because I get a lot of people saying, oh, you know, I love your updates, thanks for keeping me, blah, 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 and people comment, and which has really been great. So I figured if I just put a show out there, then everybody could see what I'm up to. Anyways, we've got a couple of more clips for you before you have to hear me yatter again. So, yeah, here's a bit more of Sylvia on Saturday. I know this next bit hasn't been headline news in a while, but as far as I'm concerned, it should always stay quite up there, because with the amount of time that this spans and the distance of highway this spans, you know that it's not one person doing it all. It's a number of people, I'm sure. And somebody out there knows something, because people can't keep secrets. You know that. People brag. Somebody knows something, and maybe if we prick your guilty conscience enough, somebody one day will come forward and at least give closure to the families. And like many people in this area, I've actually been personally touched by this, and that's why it's a big deal to me. And as far as I'm concerned, we should just keep it out there. Keep reminding people who these girls are and what happened to them, and hopefully one day that we can get answers for the families. So here it is.
I'm thinking about that highway of tears, all of them murdered women through the years, 400 miles from Rupert to Prince, first one in the fall and many more since. I'm thinking about that highway of tears. thinking about that long twisted road. Young women walking alone in the cold, hitching a ride, homeward bound. Half of them have never been found. I'm thinking about that long twisted road. I'm thinking about those ones left behind, family and friends with shattered lives, nowhere to turn, no comfort here. Memories burn year on year. I'm thinking about the ones left behind. I'm thinking about that highway of tears, all of them murdered women through the years, 400 miles from Rupert to Prince. How many more to add to the list? I'm thinking about that highway of tears. I'm thinking about that highway of tears.
For this week's In the Lab, instead of trying to teach you something myself, I'm going to point you into the direction of someone who could teach us all. This is Elon Musk. He is part of Tesla. He is SpaceX. He created PayPal. He created Zip2. All sorts of stuff he's had his hands in. He's looking for us to find a way to live on Mars. He's looking for safer human transport in space. Tesla Motors, he's looking for safer transport on Earth. Like, he's just got his hands in everything. He wants to help with global warming. All sorts of stuff. And it's just, even just look him up on Wikipedia. There's so much out there. Like, this guy is incredible. He is going to change the world, and he is going to change our spot in the world. And I am so excited about the future and seeing exactly what this guy does. So everybody, keep your eyes out for Elon Musk. I'm telling you, the guy is awesome.
Tiny Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and ate a bar of soap. And now he's in his bed with bubbles in his throat. Bubble, 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 pop. Bubble, 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 pop. His name was Tiny Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and ate a bar of soap. And now he's in his bed with bubbles in his throat. Bubble, 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 pop. Bubble, 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 pop.
Good morning. Hi. So I was cruising YouTube this morning trying to figure out how other people have done book reviews or, for my in the library section. And actually I've come across the best thing. I really, really wish I still had my book set up. But as you know, I moved recently. I had to download and get rid of a whole bunch of books. So right now I am stuck with kind of my boyfriend's bookcase, which, lots of good books, not enough books, I don't think, to do this challenge. If you look up on YouTube, and there's actually something called the Book Tower Challenge, which, I wish I had seen this before I moved because I would have loved to take part in it. The basic premise is that you've got 3 minutes to get 20 books on your list from your bookshelf and get them alphabetized at the end of that 3 minutes. I would have loved to try it. And it's so great. I mean, like, your books, the first book in a series, the second book in a different series, book that has a title that's 7 letters long, stuff like that. I'll put the full list up in here as well. One of these days I'm going to do this Book Tower Challenge. I'm asking you guys to do the Book Tower Challenge and let me know how yours goes, because it could be a lot of fun. I've put up some screenshots of some of the people that I found during the Book Tower Challenge that just totally entertained me. So yeah, check them out. Have a great day, guys. Yay, you made it to the end. That was it for my show today. I hope you enjoyed it and get kind of an idea of what I'm going to do. And again, I know I've said this all through the show, but again, comments, suggestions, there's a box down there. I will read them. I will reply. And again, there's a subscribe button down there. You're welcome to click that and continue to follow me. You'll see different things. There's going to be crafts and stuff, more learning things. If you'll notice down, again, I've put in like my liked videos, if you look down there, there's a couple that I showed you in the library section on the Book Tower Challenge. If you want to go watch those, they're actually pretty good. The other one that I've got liked is an episode of Fraser Focus, which is the show that's done down south locally. And the reason that I like it is if you watch the show, one of the segments is in there about a lady with I think I need more coffee. Cheryl. I went to high school with her. I was around when Haley was born. Love, yeah, perfect. And she's been fighting for years, and eventually one of these days I want to have all the info bang, 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 so that I can show you guys the medicinal, there we go, the medicinal cannabis and why it is so badly needed for people like Haley and hundreds of others that I've gotten to know through the Haley Foundation's Facebook page, through Cheryl's Facebook. And granted, I don't think I've seen Haley since she was a little girl. I haven't seen Cheryl in years. But again, thank God for the internet. We can keep in touch. It's been great. But anyways, yeah, with the whole legalizing marijuana and everything that's going on now, eventually I want to put together, when I have all the facts and that I can show you guys. Because again, the people are the power. We may vote the government in, but we have the power. What we want done can be done. It takes people to stand up. It takes people to be willing to fight. It takes people just to keep at it. Like the Highway of Tears things you'll notice at the end of the video. There have been changes. There was a whole huge report done. There have been meetings all over the place. There have been suggestions. I'm not sure of the number, but in the report there was like that had to be done to make women here safer. Granted, there's a lot more does than there is stuff done, but this bus is a start. It makes it safer to travel between cities because it's different. When I was 16, 17, where did I hitchhike between Terrace and Kitimat all the time, like back and forth, back and forth. I had friends in both towns. Me and an old boyfriend, we hitchhiked. Where did we end up? Wow, I knew that when I started the story, and it's just gone. But anyways, it wasn't a big deal. Actually, I guess it was, because some of the women on that list of the missing are from the time I was hitchhiking. Thank God I never had anything. But now that I have teenage girls, if they were to be hitchhiking in this day and age, oh, mommy would not be happy, and they would know it. But yeah, the whole point of that is we can, if we get people behind ideas, behind programs, behind stuff, I guess, that's needed, we can change things. It can be done. It's just, yeah. And it's people from their living room signing petitions, making videos. I saw a great video. I wish I had actually thought to save it or whatnot. Out of Flint, Michigan, one of the ladies there was explaining the situation in more detail than I'd have ever gotten on the news. So it was kind of cool. And that's the kind of thing. You know, the media is great. The internet is great. We can join forces and change the world. But until then, all I want to do is change my cup of coffee because I really, really need another one. So you guys go out, find something to do, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week, and I will talk to you next Saturday. You guys have no idea how excited I am for this. So thank you for watching the entire very first episode of Sylvie on Saturday, and I will see you next Saturday. Peace out, all.